Reading Indian Fiction in English. A.M. Foster, Aspects of the Novel. Aspects of the Novel. उपन्यास के पहलू. उपन्यास की मुख्य बातें. अंग्रेजी में. Introduction. In this unit an attempt has been made to familiarize you with the genre of the novel and its various aspects. A.M. Foster influences work aspect of the novel published in 1927. Is an early but significant attempt to analyze the genre of the novel. It is canonical text for understanding the methodology of reading a novel critically. Foster's novel aspect of T novel is one of the earliest efforts in studying the genre of the novel. In the introductory of aspect of the novel, Foster defines novel as a fiction in prose of a certain extent. Aspect of the novel was originally Clark lecture series delivered by A.M. Foster's at Trinity College, Cambridge University. The author and his works. A.M. Foster is regarded as one of the finest 20th century critics. In his work, many of his ideas and critical tenets about Section 8 in literature can be found. He is also a celebrated novelist whose novels are popular even now and read across the world. It would be accurate to say that the novel, in terms of writing, is the most free from of the literary genres. Significant work of A.M. Foster. Novels. Ek. The Longest Journey 1907. Do. A Room with a View 1908. Teen. A Passage to India 1924. Literary criticism. Ek. Aspect of the novel 1927 and 2. The Feminine Note in Literature. Travel writing. Ek. Alexandria History and Guide. Do. The Hill of Devi 1953. Biography. Ek. Goldsworthy Lowes Dickinson. The 7 Aspects of the Novel. The Story. Foster states that as its core, novel tells a story by sequencing event in a way that keeps the reader curious as to what happens next. The story is the backward of a novel, making the audience want to know what happened next. If audience not want to know what happened next, then that is not a good novel. People. Making character to know what happened next. To whom did it happens? Foster distinguished between round characters and flat characters in novel. Flat characters are those who lack depth and complexity. Characters who are flat have only one or two distinguishing traits. Flat characters can be summed up in a single line and are easily recognizable. On the other hand, round characters have many facets. They are more fully developed and have a more complex. For example, Jane Austen's stories center on round characters. Plot is a recounting of events with an emphasis on cause and effect. A plot must strike a balance between the events and the character. The plot should be well organized and leave no loose ends. Fantasy and prophecy. Fantasy usually thrill the readers. Fantasy is a genre of literature that features magical and supernatural elements that do not exist in the real world. Prophecy demands the qualities, humility and suspension of the sense of humor. Prophecy is a tone of voice and it may imply any faith. Each aspect of the novel demands a different qualities in the reader. Patterns and rhythm. Pattern must develop naturally. The story rhythm is represented by a motif that recurs with slight modifications. Prastuti Samapan. Aapka dhanyavad. Disclaimer. This notes has been made after a lot of research, yet the accuracy of the answers may vary. The author assumes no responsibility or liability for any errors or omissions in the content of this notes.